Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome back to A Sister's Heart and Soul podcast. Today, we got a little excitement for y'all. Today, we are going to be giving you guys the inside journey behind how this podcast came about. The I guess you could say the brainstorming and all that brought this podcast about. We're going to dive into that today, and we have a special guest, but I'm not going to introduce her, not yet. Hold on, let me hand it over to Amber first. Here's
Hey everyone, how you doing? How you doing? It's the eldest in the building, and we are so thrilled to be here again with you all. So I'm gonna pass it over to that lady.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, she's in the building.
Baby in the building. I'm super excited to be here with my sisters and our special guest. We'll let her do her thing. But we're super thrilled to be in this episode, and it's a special episode. So tune in.
Tune in. Tap in.
Tap in.
So, also, we are so excited that we do have Ami is here in the flesh.
Listen, look at it.
It's all
in the
of us.
building, in the same place.
And our very, very, very special guest, which is Carol's first grandchild.
Holding it down.
And Amber's eldest daughter,
Yeah.
Siarah. Welcome. How you feeling? On the
I'm
podcast?
feeling great.
Yeah.
I consider myself an honorary sister.
Oh my goodness.
So it feels really special to be on a Sister's Heart and Soul podcast. I am one of y'all. So
Yes.
I feel very special and honored to be here.
Yay! We're excited too. So excited. So today, how we're going to dive in. I don't know. Well, Siarah will be our moderator, if you will, and she will get to the heart and soul of how we came up with this.
Period.
We're handing it over to Cece. Take it away.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to all know the tea,
The
right, behind what motivated y'all to share grandma's legacy, her writings with the world. So my first question, and anybody can kind of answer in whatever order, when you think about grandma's legacy, what's the first word or memory that comes to mind?
Unique.
Expound. No,
Agape.
I was saying expound on it.
Oh, expound. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying expound.
No, expound
Okay.
on unique.
So I'll say unique because she was a unique individual. How she was almost like a chameleon, honestly. But unique in the sense of the way she just loved people effortlessly. There was never any type of it wasn't contrived or something that she had to try hard to do, but just did. And then in seeing the writings now, so much of it helps us to understand her journey. So, and it was a unique one because we're seeing things about her that we never kind of knew about. And so that is why I will say unique. She's one of a kind.
One of a kind, yes.
Truly.
I actually said agape, and that kind of just ties right into what she was saying, and that the way that she loved was true agape love, no matter what color you were, no matter what you did, no matter what your profession was. It didn't matter. She would treat everyone the same, and even through her writings, you feel that, you see that, you even see how God dealt with her in spaces where maybe she wasn't as loving as she felt like God was to her. So it helped shape who she was. And so agape.
Yeah. For me, I would say insightful.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Time spent with her, any conversation with her, you're getting a nugget.
You are.
Whether you're asking or not. And she makes it so the way she breaks things down. I know we've said this before, but that's what makes people, to me, remember her. That's why the conversations with her are so memorable, because she drops gems that you're like, I'm taking this with me throughout my life.
Yeah.
And I'm sharing it with everybody I know.
Yeah.
So her insight was just, like none other, honestly. I've never met anyone that every single time you talk to them, you get something great. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That how you do that.
Right.
Yes. So yeah.
Those are all great. I think very in alignment with my own experience with her as a grandmother too. Okay, so let's talk about the podcast itself and how that idea came to be. So, Mom, you had mentioned that you were the one who initiated the conversation about sharing mom's writings in this, or grandma's writings. Your mom, my grandmother, Ow.
Not L.
Sharing her writings in this way. And so, when having that first like conversation with the sisters, what made that moment feel right? What made it feel right in alignment with all of you that, like, yeah, this is how we should share it with the world?
So I know once we found out, once she had passed and we saw all of the writings, like it was just so much. And so we knew we had to do something with it. But I think there was a part time that it was with you because we had all transitioned to other states and cities and all that stuff. And so once I got everything here in Charlotte, we had initially considered a book. And it's honestly more than a book, it's books plural. However, I feel like with this day and age with podcasts and information station, at your fingertips, why not try a podcast? And I feel like all of us were just kind of in agreement with that way of being able to, because it's so much. To try to compile it into one book, we would never be able to do that. So this was a way to be able to get all those gems and that wisdom to the world without having to like necessarily have a book form. And eventually this may evolve into that, but this is our start.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything to add about just like the format of how you wanted to share her writings with the world and her insights?
Well, for me, I feel like she had already started kind of categorizing and labeling because she has so many different writing styles. She has songs, she has poems, she has quotes, she has almost like stories, she has like recollections, she has things from her, when she gets a word in the garden or in the kitchen, and she had those categorized. So that's how we approached the podcast. It was more of what she already has like in order and in line. We'll just choose, out of this pile of, writings, we're going to do poetry today, or we'll do some quotes, or it was more like that, already kind of going along the lines of what she already kind of started mapping out. So yeah, that's our format. I think that it may change as we go on.
Yeah.
But that was initially the idea.
Yeah. What about you, Mimi?
I believe the same. I think that our initial goal was like, no matter what, her stories have to live on. Her writings have to be shared, and just the impact that she had made us like, okay, what are we doing? We got to do something. We got to put this out. And I do believe in what Amber was saying is that it will. Well, I'm just gonna say it will become a book as well, or several books, or what have you, because it is a lot of information. It is a lot of insight. It is a lot of categories that you can go into. I mean, from self-help to cooking to poems to we can kind of go through the bookstore and meet every one of them. And so I think that what we have is a gem. And like Autumn had said previous in one of the other podcasts, is that her race ended, but she was passing the baton to us. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah. I like that you all also get to share your own like not interpretations, but just like how her writings impact you in real time. I think everyone that reads or listens to her writings will get some different insights and like revelation from it, especially based on their experience and how it aligns with what she's talking about in her writings.
Definitely.
What made you want to use that structure of you all processing it? Where did that idea come from?
I'm trying to think, how do we come to that? I don't know.
I feel like we were brainstorming,
Yeah.
and it just was like, well, what if we read one of her writings and then we just kind of unpack it, and see what kind of comes from, and like what you're saying, everybody's perspective of that and how it affected us, or what we view, or just what God downloaded in her, and just kind of see where, because it's meeting people just in the spaces that they're at, and like you said, their own experiences and what they've experienced.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're getting it in real time as well. So us reading it and you guys getting the information at the same time we are, like, we're finding out and learning more about our mother, and for us to like be able to be like, oh, that's makes sense of how she, while we're reading like that, okay, I got it. We understand her more and more through these writings, which is, I love that we're able to sit here and talk about it as we in real time. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, and the other part I think is really cool about all of this is that we get to honestly like heal or find healing, in this, because that piece of her knowing that she's gone through certain things and overcome, we find and get encouragement, and we get strengthened by those writings that she's, those things she's gone through, or those moments that she shares on paper, we're strengthened through those moments. So it's a whole conglomerate of things. It's just it's so many things there, because you cry 1 second and you're happy 1 second and you turn it back
laughing.
It's all the things. So, but it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a conversation with the author.
Yeah,
I
like
think,
you sit down with them.
it's like you get to sit down and like sit and process what they shared with you, and then also like respond with your interpretation, with your questions, with your insights that you gather from what they said. It's a cool way to engage with someone's writing.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, so I'm curious to know, when you first started reading her writings, especially at this stage, what hit you differently? I imagine that maybe you had read or come across some of her writings before now. Is it just the season of life that you all are in and her writings are really hitting?
That's what I would say.
Okay.
At least for me, it was definitely relatability. As we get older and we experience things, you realize like sometimes we have a false sense of what our parents, like, you feel like they're not going through things. You just got it all together. You've already got the guide and you know how to map life perfectly. And once you look back on this and see, like, she's going through some things that I'm going through. She went through this, and this is how it affected her. And you're like, I'm going through the same exact thing. Like, like, wow, like, where marriage things and, situations and, friendships and this, and like, we all go through the same stuff. And for me to like see my mom in eyes of not the perfect mom, if you will. And I won't say perfect, but just, a person that goes through things. She's navigating life just like anyone else, like figuring it out as she goes. I love that part of it. Like, it gives a more, I don't know, humanistic, and it makes you have empathy and understanding and like, wow, she was trying to get through this thing. So
My perspective from just reading her writings is how strong she truly was. Because she went through a lot of difficulty from childhood on, and she was able to overcome it, and she did not look like what she had been through. That part for me is just like, it's so encouraging and helpful to my walk in my life, because we all go through things, and to understand that you can go through the fire but you don't have to smell like smoke,
come on,
is quite the encouragement. Come on, to know that you can go through life and still be able to overcome without being defeated.
Same for me. I mean, looking,
we in it.
We in it. Okay. Looking at Carol's writings, and I've said it time and time again in some of the other episodes, is that it's meeting me right where I'm at. And some of those conversations that I wish I was able to have with my mother, it is healing for me. It's the encouragement for me. It's the advice, the guidance that I just need to hear, that little bit of encouragement to say, hey, I've been there. I've been there. So I know what you're going through, and this is what God says about your situation. This is how you can go a little bit further. This is how you can overcome that and get back up again. Not saying that it's not going to happen again or something is going to be a little bit greater the next time, but now you have a couple of tools you can take and use those to help you through that next battle. So
yeah. It's like a manual. It's like she's
yeah,
behind a manual.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
A manual of all these lessons. And I am learning that, people communicate in different ways. Like elders, when they're sharing wisdom with maybe younger folks in the family, they may articulate that in conversation, or it does come across through writing, or I don't know, just different lessons that were taught in other mediums. This feels like a manual. Like like if she were to like talk to y'all at each moment that she wrote it down, it feels like that. Which is really cool. And I don't know if she realized that that was what she was doing in the moment. I think she was just processing through writing, but now it's like this, not trail of breadcrumbs, but kind of but kind of like a trail,
a little compass.
A little bit of a compass. So I think one of the things I'm curious about is the writings that either you've read on the podcast so far, or just in your own, like going through her writings together privately. Which one touched you in a way that made you feel like people got to hear this? Like, I mean, I'm sure you feel like all of them like that. If you were to identify maybe one that you come across so far, is there one that you're like, oh yeah, we gotta share this with the world?
Mine is gonna be peaks and valleys. Because I feel like that up and down, and that's life. So that one resonated mostly with me, because then that's, you're gonna have the peak and you're gonna have the valley, you're gonna have the up and the down, and being able to navigate those places is where you find strength. So
for me, it would be humility walked in with growth. Because that was really, I feel like for all of us, an eye-opener of how Carol was being pruned and how God was shaping the person that we known as Carol B, and those moments of God saying, or dealing with her in a way of like, but you were just talking about this person or looking at this person with shame, and here you are, and for me that was just like, wow. Like, and it helps others look at you, because after you hear these words and you hear this person that is such a magnanimous person, that you're like, even she had to get checked a little bit and check her temperature. And so for me it would be that one.
And for me it's the heat is on. So when she talked about it's so powerful, talking about vessels and how somewhat vessels aren't able to withstand direct heat or earth, so that means like this vessel needs to be a vessel that can withstand everything that life throws at you, but that only happens by going through some fire, by going through some flames, by going through some pressure. Gets to that, like that cast iron, the more you use it, the better it is. And that's how life is. And that thing, I was like, this is real. Like this vessel got
that vessel got to get together.
The vessel is important.
So
I love that one.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would say that one next.
Hey,
clock that in.
Gotta have that in there.
One that I don't even know if you guys plan on sharing at any point is the essay that she wrote about one of our aunts.
Oh yeah, we are.
That is by far one of my favorite pieces of her writing. It's insane to get into her mind and like see how she was processing that experience and reflecting on her own identity. It was really special. So there's so much for the world to experience and benefit from. So I guess wrapping up with some final questions about specifically the podcast itself. What do you hope that people, women, mothers, daughters, families take away from each episode? How do you want them to hope that they'll engage in the conversation as we're reading her writings?
I just hope it makes people think.
Mhm.
I hope it makes people take a step back and just think about the words that she's saying, like the peaks and valleys, or being the vessel, or having humility and not judging people. Like, because you're hearing it, it makes you, when you go through situations, those words ring in your ear. Like, oh, that Jay was talking about that on a podcast the other day. Let me talk about that. Yeah, I'm hoping it does that, where it just is that still voice, that small, like, oh, okay, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna, I just want it to be a little voice that,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, I think I pray that it encourages mothers, daughters, sisters, and brothers, like, because all the stories are applicable to anyone.
Yeah.
But one, healing, encouragement, motivation, and also the realness of life.
Yeah.
Because, like Autumn was saying earlier, a lot of times you can see a person and just think they just don't go through nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just look like the world is great, and you'd have no idea what the battle they just fought to get wherever they were going.
Sure.
So just having that realness and that humanistic, like Autumn said, part of our mother, be shared. That I just feel like that gives the voice that's going to be on the side of you, that still voice speaking, because it's a realistic, a reality, I should say.
Yeah.
I would say, not only to the healing aspect, but just people need something real. And I feel like, we are really down to earth. We probably are a lot more reserved than you all will see.
Yeah, for sure.
Just saying, we might have to put out a little blooper reel or something to let y'all know what we really got going on over here. But just the love that we share, I hope that you all feel that.
Yeah.
And the love of Christ, because
Amen.
like I said, when I think of it, I just think of my mother. I think of agape. I mean, there was nothing, and no one that I've ever seen her encounter where she didn't extend that, whether that was someone just sitting on the street, corner, and wanted a taco or something. And, just that piece, I feel like the world is lacking just compassion and just that bit of humanity, if you will. And I believe that Carol was that, and so she invited it, and I hope that it encourages others to live in that way, and to, encourage other people, because not only that faith was real. Sis had faith like no other. And that continues to encourage me in spaces where life gets really, really hard, So as my sisters have already said, it's just, I don't even know what else to say. Okay, I'm sorry.
I love that you mentioned like people experiencing the love of Christ, because I do think, like, you see how the Lord was speaking to her, and how she was processing things with him that she was experiencing, and the, like, intimacy and the love and the care that she was experiencing, that was overflowing to the point of her writing and sharing insights through writing. So that's definitely a part of it too. I want to ask, so switching gears from the podcast itself, and just like the three of you, how has this journey so far impacted you? Doing this together, creating this work of art together, sharing your mom's legacy with the world. Like, how have you been impacted, and how have you guys drawn closer because of the work that you're doing together?
Who going first? I'll go first. Well, for me, I know for a fact that it has drawn us closer. Just in the preparation. So, if you guys saw the behind the scenes of all this, listen, we laughing on the video. Do we look good? Can you see everybody? It's all the things. But I feel like that part of it is drawn us closer as sisters, even though we really are very intentional with trying to continuously grow that bond because we all we got. I think the other part is that it has, like I keep speaking about the healing aspect of it, but like just healing for us in the spaces that we're in.
Right.
And because all of us are going through our separate things, but I feel like God like has like sent these certain because certain ones will read and I'll be like, oh my God.
Did I call you?
Yeah. It's just like, so even that part of it and being able to share that with, your sisters is just, it's an amazing experience because a lot of people don't have this in their family. So I feel very blessed and very honored to just share this space with these two beautiful young ladies, including the other sister in this moment. But I feel very blessed to share this experience and not only and continue to grow.
Yeah, for me, well, first off, we were, and mind you, when mom passed in 16, this is now 8 years later that we are coming out with this. And we were in sackcloth and ashes, prayer, fasting to make sure that this is where God wants us to, come this route, because we want to honor our mother as much as possible. And keep what God gave her true to what it is, what it was, and not put our own spin and putting in what we want. This is about her and her God and what he poured into her and how we feel about it. That's kind of what it is. And we just wanted to keep that the main thing. And which has drawn us closer and spiritually has given us more insight into each other, how we work spiritually, like having to pray and fast together. That brings a bond. That is just such a beautiful place for siblings to be. And I mean, maybe something that we've never really seen. So this is and be a podcast. Like, I'm not tech savvy whatsoever. We're over here struggling trying to push the buttons right now. It's real. Listen, that's what it is.
Okay.
We're striving for excellence.
Laptops dying, phones charged.
To get these words out, but as I said, to honor her in the best way possible and her relationship with God and giving that out to you guys. So it's just been good for us to see each other in these moments. And sometimes I don't have it, and one is weak, the other is strong. We leaning on each other. Okay. So I love that part.
I have thoroughly enjoyed spending time with my sisters. I look forward to it, or the grannies, I should say. But no, I'm kidding. But spending time with my sisters, even though I'm away from them, but just that sisterly bond that is growing daily, and just being able to share the common denominator between all of us, and that's my mom.
Here we go.
But also just like Autumn said, praying and fasting together and being able to connect with my sisters in a way that I hadn't before, because we're sharing it through her words and her voice, a sister's heart and soul. Okay, let me quit playing. Okay, y'all, I'm not always just funny. I am funny, so can't turn it off. Okay. But just this time that we've been able to share, and I just pray that it continues to grow us closer. But not only that, for you all to see that there can be different facets of family that aren't all the same, that can get along, that can love each other, because what we have is real. It's not just we turn this camera on and we just trying to show out for you all, but we really truly love each other, pray for each other. We definitely be arguing about stuff, okay, and don't like what each other do at times, but we still have that bond, that love, that I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pull you out of this if you're going through. Hold your arms up when you're weak, And so I love it.
Yeah,
that's all I have.
Okay, my final question is, if grandma were watching you do this, what do you think she'd say?
Oh man, wow.
She would just be laughing. She would just be so excited. Oh, I just love it.
Yeah. She would say the bomberoo.
Yes.
This is the bomberoo.
She's making up a word or two.
Yes.
I think she would be so proud.
Yeah.
So excited that we're doing something with what she's poured out. because she's probably poured out of anger and out of sadness and out of stress and out of a many multitude of things.
Yeah.
And to see us do something with it that helps someone else,
Yeah.
I think she would be over the moon.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. I feel the same.
I second that.
I third that. Yeah. She would be quite speechless. You know, I feel like she would cry. She would be like, "Oh, I just can't handle this. This is so exciting."
Yeah.
You know, and that's when she truly felt joy about something. Those would be her ways. She would either be using Bomaroo, or she would just be like so overjoyed that she didn't even have words, just sounds. So,
Yes.
so you knew she was good.
Yes.
Well, I have a question for Siarah. I would like to know, like, how has this podcast, or what is your view on the podcast, one, and how do you feel like it has affected you or your view of grandma, or has it changed anything? What is your...
It's a great question. Well, I love the podcast. I stream it on my big TV in my apartment. In the morning, if I'm not like listening to a podcast or something, I'll just like put y'all on and get ready for my day.
Yeah.
And I mean, we live in separate parts of the country, so part of it is feeling like I get to connect with you guys and support what y'all are doing. And then the other side is just hearing some of grandma's writings that I never heard before. And being like, dang, that was a line.
She got bars.
She got bars. And just also really being inspired by her writing. I write, and so listening to her write and the ways that she's processing and the ways that it's like imperfect and just her raw, unadulterated thoughts inspires me as a writer to not like try to self-correct or anything like that, but just to write what I hear, write what I hear, write what I experience. And so it's really inspiring me a lot right now.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
So with that being said, are we wrapping it up? Yes. So we are so excited. That's my favorite word.
Mine too.
We just throw it out there every second. We're so excited.
We're thrilled.
That's I like that one.
Want to have Siarah.
The honorary
Give
fourth
it up.
sister.
Yes, the other sister.
The other sister.
We're so honored to have her, and thank you so much for you. I think you just add always a different element. She gets her aunties together, well, her aunties and her mother together. Let me just tell y'all that. So we just appreciate even your wisdom and what you bring to this family too, because I feel like you bring, I don't know, even just with you talking to the kids today,
I
bring so much wisdom in your younger age to our family, and I just don't want you to ever lose that. And don't ever let anyone dim your light. So keep shining, girl.
Keep shining.
But with that being said, thank you all for joining us on this episode of A Sister's Heart and Soul. We can't wait to see you next time. And make sure you tune in, subscribe, like. Click the button if you want to see more of this. If you want to make sure you have your notifications, make sure you continue to follow us and tune in. It's going to be her words,
our voice.
A Sister's Heart and Soul.